Hey, welcome black, welcome black. Live that SINY, your host, Returnz. I'm here with my brother. I'm here with the king, I-Jah.
Yes,
Once
yeah,
again,
Jed, man. Give
yes,
thanks for having I.
all the time.
And big up all the people out there in the TV land, all the fans and the non-fans. Big up everybody, you know what I mean? One love.
Oh, it's all fans, so don't worry about that. We don't got no haters here, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But we gotta.
Right now, my bashment coming up for April 3rd. But me do that in Antigua with man like Bigger Haitian.
Yeah, shout it out. Maybe we can go live and they can
big
be
up all
able
the
to.
people out there who support the thing in Antigua, who are come from wherever you come from. It's going to be in Antigua at the Seaview Lounge. Yes, I.
But you gotta have the platform for them to watch it from here or wherever else if they're not in Antigua. So you're gonna have to be able to go live so they can see you in action. You understand?
Cut it. Teddy cut.
No, we ain't cutting. Keep going. We got a special show. There's no such thing as a mistake here.
So it's a quad restaurant. It's a quad guest house in Fort Road in Antigua. So when I said the Seaview Lounge, I was thinking for some reason, my mind just hit that. So at the quad guest house in Antigua and Fort Road.
All right.
You have man like Bigger Haitian, Daddy Wansky, plus I-Jah. It's a 62 birthday bash, you know.
All right.
So more everyone tune in, and who all can get a ticket come Antigua, we'll appreciate to have you down. If you want to pass through A&G Guest House, we still can have you. So it's up to all the massive and crew. But yeah, right now, man, just work on 2 tracks, 2020, and you have to bring in 2020 with something for the people, you know what I mean? Spread the love around. And we just have to big up my wife, Marlene, my daughter, I-Jah, Jelena, Talija, Elijah. I'm have to big up my grandson, Bryson, you know what I mean?
Don't leave nobody out.
You know what I mean? And big up all the massive them out there. You know what I mean? Big up Jah and big up Pops.
All
I have to
right.
big up everybody, you know what I mean? So, me say now, the music right now for 2020, want to come like an earthquake. You see how the earthquake shake hard? I just want to shake up the place. So, anyone have jobs for I-Jah, anything like that, me really appreciate you give me a call and let me know what we can do for you, because I hold ton of talent there for explore, you know what I mean? And we need to go there to get the music out, because me try and I try, but you know, we just have to keep trying until we get where more and go still.
All right, hold that thought, because, you know, this is a educational show right here. And we got some videos for them to watch.
Yes, cause this one I do for all the youth them out there. For too much of gunshot go on and too much of crime, raping, killing, stabbing. So I like a video that goes like this. You know why the baby them a die. So
They're very familiar with that, but we got some special videos going on today. They need to know who the father is. They need to know who the king of all kings is. So we want to give them an introduction. That's why I specifically wanted you here today, because you know what I'm saying is I and I.
That's
right. So Lou, can you get that 12-minute video going for us?
yes.
And then we come back and talk. You know what I'm saying?
So, my fellow, we are going to look on one of the famous reader in Africa history, Haile Selassie first, the king of kings of Ethiopia. So, many of us we are familiar with Haile Selassie. If you are not familiar, I think you know at least some hints about the Ethiopian king. If you are not familiar with that, also you know that the headquarters of African Union is found in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and the one who was initiated and support the organization of African Union is Haile Selassie of Ethiopia. So the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah, His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie I, or one kings of Ethiopia, elect of God, was the last emperor of the Solomonic dynasty that ruled Ethiopia until September 12, 1974, when he was deposed at the age of 82. The reign of one of the most popular leaders of the 19th century was cut short by the Soviet-backed Darg military regime, formerly known the Provisional Military Government of Socialist Ethiopia, which ruled until 1991. Haile Selassie, born in Rastafari Makonnen, was everything from monarch to the returned Messiah as believed by the Rastafarian movement, which reveres him as a God incarnate. He was also the chairperson of the Organization of African Unity OAU from 1963 to 1964 and in 1966 to 1967. His death in 1975 was shrouded in mystery after his overthrown by the military following public discontent over economic inflation and low salaries. The emperor was placed under the house arrest at the 4th Army Division in Addis Ababa and later imprisoned in a small apartment in his former palace, the Grand Palace. His imprisonment, fatal, ended after 11 months in August 28, 1975, when the state media reported that Haile Selassie had died the previous day after suffering from respiratory failure following complication from a prostate operation. They said that he had been found dead in his bed by a servant. This was denied outright by his doctor, who rejected the government's story of the 83-year-old death. It was widely believed that he was assassinated. His successor, the Crown Prince Afsa Hussein Haile Selassie, who had been living in London since the overthrow, said his father has been in excellent health and demanded the independent doctors and the International Red Cross be allowed to allow out an autopsy to ascertain the cause of Haile Selassie's death. This wasn't done, and the official source said he was buried in the strictest privacy according to the Ethiopia custom, which demands that a monarch is buried within 24 hours after death. The assassination rumors were live until in 1992 when a coalition of labor force, the Ethiopian People's Liberation Democratic Front, overthrew the Darg. After 17 years since his death, Haile Selassie's remains were found under a concrete slab on the palace ground. Some reports say his bones were found beneath a latrine. The remains of the empire were buried in Bata Church near the tomb of his great uncle Menelik II after a befitting imperial funeral by the Ethiopian Orthodox Church on November 5, 2000. Circumstances around his death has been known after many court inquiries until recently, when an unverified letter was made public by a Darg sergeant, Tades Taylor Salvano, in his latest book. The letter alleged that Haile Selassie was murdered by Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Asfar, a key figure of the military regime, upon the direct command of the 17 members executive committee of the Darg, which include its chairman Mengistu Haile Mariam, Tafel Bant, and the other 15 member. Finally, once again, it's that same Daniel Asfayo, Dege's first security chief, who killed Haile Selassie. Daniel was the one who also read the Aman Andom saga and later personally killed Tafeli Bant. He himself was murdered on January 1977, few minutes after he killed Tafeli Bant, kiblet-headed. Another leveling evidence that court testimonies that corroborate the fact that Haile Selassie was murdered despite the denial by the former DEG officials. These pieces of evidence ascertain the rumors and justify the belief that Haile Selassie, the last emperor of the 3,000 years old Ethiopian monarch who ruled for half of a century, was indeed murdered on August 27, 1975. So that is about Haile Selassie of Ethiopia. He was assassinated according to some reports, and the remaining was found under the slab. So that is the king of Ethiopia. So my fellow African, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share our video. This is Live Updates, the place where we share thoughts and ideas about Africa. So today I decided to give you a small piece of history about Haile Selassie. Thank you for watching.
All right. Welcome back. That was just an introduction, a very small piece into Haile Selassie. We got another video I want to go into, and then me and I-Jah come back and politic a little bit for y'all. All right?
Yes, Stevie Massive.
Hi everyone. On this channel, I've covered the family trees of many European dynasties, and I'm starting to do Asian dynasties as well. However, I've never done a dynasty from sub-Saharan Africa, so that's what I'm going to do today. In this video, I'm going to be showing you the family tree of one of the most interesting dynasties in world history, the Solomonic dynasty of Ethiopia. One of the things that makes this dynasty so interesting is that it claims to be rooted in the very distant past. The name Solomonic comes from King Solomon, so that's where I'm going to start. Now keep in mind that this first part is based on religious tradition, not verifiable history, but we'll get to history soon. So when I say King Solomon, I mean the same Solomon that is a character in the Bible. According to Judeo-Christian tradition, he was the son of King David and was the one who built the first temple in Jerusalem. Now there's a story in the Bible in 1 Kings chapter 10 that mentions a certain queen of Sheba who came to visit Solomon because she had heard of his great wisdom. According to that account, they talk for a long time, exchange some very expensive gifts, and then she returns home. But according to Ethiopian tradition, that's not all that happened. According to the Kebra Nagast, which is kind of Ethiopia's national origin story, the Queen of Sheba was named Makeda, and she had relations with Solomon during her visit. When she returned home, she gave birth to Menelik, who became the first king of Ethiopia. Menelik later goes back to meet Solomon as an adult and steals the Ark of the Covenant and brings it back to Ethiopia. The Ark of the Covenant is that golden box featured in the Indiana Jones movie Raiders of the Lost Ark. It supposedly held the 10 Commandments inside, so if you want to find the Lost Ark, you might want to start in Ethiopia. But let's get back to the dynasty. In ancient times, Ethiopia was known as the Kingdom of Aksum, and Menelik was supposedly the ancestor of their kings. This brings us to Za-Hakala, the first historically known monarch of Aksum. He lived in the 2nd century CE or AD, which is when the Roman Empire was at its height. During this time, Aksum became a great empire. It lasted about 800 years, and we know the names of many of its rulers. All of these rulers were thought to be descendants of Menelik. The last emperor of Aksum was Dil Naod. According to oral tradition, he was supposedly defeated by an evil queen named Gudit, who had all the male members of the royal family killed. She was then followed by the Zagwe dynasty, which went on to rule Ethiopia for about 300 years. The first emperor of that dynasty married the daughter of the last emperor of Aksum in order to provide continuity. But in 1270, the Zagwe dynasty was defeated by this individual here, Yakuno Amlak, and this is where the Solomonic dynasty begins historically. Yakuno Amlak claimed that the last emperor of Aksum actually had a son who escaped Gudit's massacre and was hidden away. He claimed to be a descendant of that son, and therefore the legitimate heir to the emperors of Aksum. Now, it's impossible for us to know whether or not his story was true in a literal sense, just like it's impossible for us to know whether or not the ancient rulers of Aksum were really descended from someone named Menelik, and whether or not Menelik was really the son of some sort of historical version of Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. What we do know is that by the time the Kebra Nagast was written, Ethiopia was a Christian country, so it's likely that all these connections were invented in order to legitimize the rule of this new dynasty. So if there is any truth to it, that truth has likely been stretched and embellished, kind of like the story of King Arthur. But what we do know is that the Solomonic dynasty can certainly trace its origins to the year 1270. Now, we're not going to go through all the emperors because there were a lot of them. Instead, I'm going to give you a quick overview up until modern times, and then we'll go one by one. I do want to point out this emperor here, Dawit II. He was a descendant of Yakuno Amlak, and he reigned during the Italian Renaissance. In fact, the painting you see of him here is a contemporary one done by a Renaissance painter. He's important because from here, the dynasty splits into several branches, the two main ones being the Gondar branch and the Shewa branch. These two names refer to places in Ethiopia where the various branches ruled. So after Dawit II, we get 5 more emperors from the main branch before the throne passes to the Gondar branch. We then get 3 more emperors before an emperor known as Iyyasu the Great. Iyyasu the Great was a contemporary of Louis XIV of France and established diplomatic relationships with several European countries. The Europeans used the name Abyssinia to refer to Ethiopia. Following the abdication of Iyyasu the Great in 1706, Ethiopia entered a time known as the Era of Princes, when imperial power declined and most of the country was ruled by local leaders. There were lots of emperors during this time from the Gondar branch, but they were mostly just figureheads. This changed with Emperor Tewodros II. His reign marks the beginning of modern Ethiopian history. He claimed to be a member of the Solomonic dynasty via the Gondar branch. He managed to unite the country again, but his hold on power was still somewhat tenuous. He therefore reached out to the British for help, but Britain refused to send troops. This made Tewodros angry, and he reacted by holding several British citizens in Ethiopia hostage, including the consul. Britain responded by sending a massive show of force to rescue its citizens. They sent 280 ships from India, which included 13,000 British and Indian soldiers, an even larger number of civilians, 44 elephants, and 40,000 other animals. The force landed via the Red Sea and took 3 months to march across the difficult terrain to the emperor's fortress. In the end, Tewodros committed suicide, and Britain successfully rescued its prisoners. Britain did not stay to occupy the country, though, and Ethiopia remained independent. In fact, Ethiopia was the only country in Africa that was not claimed by Europeans during this time period, known as the Scramble for Africa. After Tewodros, a descendant of the earlier Tagwe dynasty, claimed the emperorship for a few years, but then he was defeated by Emperor Johannes IV, another descendant of the Gondar branch of the Solomonic dynasty. But his son, an appointed heir, died shortly before him. So after Johannes IV, there was a power struggle. Ras Mengesha Johannes, previously known as the nephew of the emperor, but after the emperor died, it was claimed that he was actually the emperor's son. However, Menelik II, a descendant of the powerful Shiwa branch of the Solomonic dynasty, won the power struggle and became emperor. He is the last confirmed male line ancestor of the Solomonic dynasty. Early in his reign, the Italians attacked Ethiopia, but the Ethiopians were able to successfully defend themselves. Because Menelik II had only daughters, the throne passed to his grandson, Iyyasu V. However, Iyyasu was never crowned. His father had been Muslim, and there were concerns that Iyyasu might eventually come to support Islam. So his aunt, Zuditu, became reigning empress instead. Her first husband had been the son of Johannes IV. But because Ethiopia had always been ruled by a male, this man here, originally known as Ras Tafari, was made regent and heir. Now, even if you previously knew nothing about Ethiopian history, the name Ras Tafari is probably familiar to you. We'll get to that in a second. First of all, Ras Tafari Mukhanen was a member of the Solomonic dynasty via a female branch here. There was actually another person with a more senior claim through a different female line, but he chose to support Ras Tafari Mukhanen. So when Empress Zuditu died, Ras Tafari became Emperor Haile Selassie I, the most well-known emperor of Ethiopia and a dominant figure in African politics during most of the 20th century. He's also one of the few people in recent history to have an entire religion named after him. The Rastafarian religion developed in Jamaica in the 1930s. Rastafarians believe that Emperor Haile Selassie I was the Messiah, a reincarnation of God like Jesus. They also believe that blacks are God's chosen people, that African Americans are currently living in Babylon, and that one day they will return to Zion, which is Africa. Most people know a little bit about Rastafarianism because of Bob Marley and other reggae artists who were and are Rastas, or followers of Rastafarianism. But as for Haile Selassie himself, he was never a supporter of the movement. One of the things he had to worry about early in his reign was the Italians. They returned in 1935 for another attempt at conquering Ethiopia. This time they were successful, and therefore the emperor had to escape to Britain, where he remained in exile until 1941. The King of Italy, Victor Emmanuel III, took the title of Emperor of Ethiopia during this time. But during World War II, the British helped Haile Selassie to take the country back from the Italians. So Selassie was once again emperor from 1941 to 1974. In 1974, the monarchy came to an end when the country was taken over by communists. Although there was a short period when Selassie's eldest son was declared emperor, this was not considered official, and the monarchy was officially abolished in 1975. What exactly happened to Haile Selassie was not known until the 1990s, when the communist regimes around the world fell. At that time, it was discovered that he was assassinated by strangulation in 1975. In the year 2000, he was given an elaborate funeral. Today, his grandson, Zera Yacob, is the most senior heir to the former throne. However, his cousin, Prince Ermias, serves as president of the Crown Council and officially represents the former monarchy when needed. So that's a brief overview of the Ethiopian House of Solomon. I don't sell this particular chart as a poster, but you can download the image for free using the link in the description. If you like learning about famous dynasties from world history, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.
All right, welcome back. Anything to add to that, because it was a little bit confusing, and a few of the terms that I used offended me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And the king name is Selassie, not.
But he pronounced it different.
Yeah, I understand that.
We see Selassie, as you know, maybe the king of Ethiopia. I said, yes, Selassie was the king of Ethiopia, you know, but Rastafari still give praises unto the Most High, you know, to Rastafari.
That's true, you know.
But the man, as you see, the man don't fight the struggle for black people.
It's strange because he's a royal, and I've never seen nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
You see,
done to any other royals.
But you see, with black people royalty, right? You always find them Hausa people just come, just try to rob you. Cause if you show you, the Ethiopians try to conquer you twice. And then they run you out one time, England, help you come back in.
Oh, Italy.
Yeah.
Because they didn't mention Mussolini, but Mussolini, you know, was like his biggest adversary.
Yeah, but they didn't mention Mussolini, but just to show you how many people they fight down the Most High.
Right.
You know? But that is a struggle that they still fight us up to now, because we see up to now. You know, I mean, really understand, though, even in America right now. What's what I want? This impeachment trial, you know, the amount of wrong that Trump done, and it's like nothing. It's still, they still want, the Republican, them still want pardon like nothing. And if you do if you say one thing, I do one thing wrong.
You're down, you're going out.
You're going down.
Yep.
Even no if, X, and buts.
Yep, if it's true, untrue, you just out of there.
You see, some people just have that privilege, while other people, you see, yeah, come down to money when you really check it out.
Yeah, business. This is a business.
Some do business as usual, but what? We can't do nothing about that, because you don't see the bigger heads of them, they still support what you do. Trump said the most incriminating things about black people, about the disabled, about women,
veterans,
veterans, look, and everything Trump do is like he can't do no wrong.
And he's gonna kill somebody, and he's gonna shoot him, and he'll get away with it.
Yo, life is just up and down, you know, for certain people, and some people just hours up.
All right.
You know, we see when you really look at it, everything at one time. Cause Trump, all what Trump will do for right now, he must change. They have to wake up and see. Cause look, if they don't wake up, what happened to America? So for now, nobody not gonna respect America because the laws that they preach, they will do different. They will tell you one thing, but certain people can come and just do different. Cause you know,
more privileged than other people.
Barack Obama can go on and tell all the lie and something. You don't know. If Barack may tell half the lie that Trump tell, you don't impeach him long time and get him out.
And I think they would assassinate him also. So
if you may do the type of things that Trump do, but Barack bring the people together, and up to the time Barack bring the people together, Trump come and just change up everything. Barack try to make people get insurance,
education,
housing, or what? Everything that Donald Trump see, I've just for bring what the legacy of Barack down. You know, nothing that Barack do as history. For Trump alone, he take him out of the history book.
But see, it goes by this right here, and I noticed that a lot of people don't go by what they see; they go by more of what they hear. You know.
But you see, this is seeing is believing. Can you see? Cause when you hear just word of mouth from someone, but when you see him with your eye, it's like a camera. You take a picture of what going on, so you have in your memories for how long, because it's like your mind like a computer. You just process information all the time.
You have to.
You know?
So, have you ever seen Haile Selassie?
Nah. The man, in them time, I remember more younger, like 1974, 75.
That's before my time right
Yeah.
there.
I remember around, but when they had the privilege to go to Jamaica, them time when he visited Jamaica, then time I just started to know about Selassie,
Right.
you know? We see, war for you, or for you, and one not for you, not for you. It just wasn't our time. Forget that history there. I know certain people, some people didn't even know about Selassie.
I know, that's what these shows are
some
for,
people
you know what I'm saying?
that are into blackness.
Educator.
When you tell some people about black history and so they say, oh, you know,
Or they know the slang and they hear Selassie, but they don't know, you know,
the most
how important, right,
Rastafari.
how important he is.
Imperial Majesty. But you know, this is what life be. As you go, you learn.
Living, you learn.
You know?
Living, you learn.
So we just have a bigger part of the massive out there again. Make them know one love out there. And yeah, it's good to bring me back, man.
Oh, yeah.
They say me want to come back with some new things.
We know that.
For 2020, trust me, I'm going to be working hard. I'm going to try to just do my best because I'm not there yet. The world doesn't really see me like how I want to see me yet because I don't get to spread my message yet.
It's getting around.
But it's going around, but I'm saying we need to get on the bigger battlefield, you know? More for hit Europe, Canada, London, more Africa, more for spread the world. More like Africa, more go there to talk to my people them.
Right.
It's been a while now, and a lot of the artists out there still do what they do, but we need to come together.
Yeah, they go
Like
more
a body.
with mainstream and, you know what I'm saying, what's selling.
The Moors and the Bays right now, right? You know, them are the real true, they were black people originate, the Moors and the Bays. But me say no, at the same time now, you find the brothers them from the Moors and the Bays. They may invite you for join and come and learn the culture, but they need to get like for school. They need to have a library that people can go read upon them history, because they may tell you things, but when you ask about certain information, they don't have. You see,
It's to try to erase it.
They now put the resources that they have into, look, just as the Muslim own things and the Jews own things, black people like even Oprah and people, Jay-Z, the people them with the money, they need to start build something for black people. So, just as the Jews can go to school and put the Jews, let's say you're white and you want to come to school, we not stop you from coming because you're going to learn about our culture.
Right.
You see, so we not stop you. But we need something that so black people can go learn about black people.
Their own heritage.
Everybody can go and dig up on their heritage. You can go library, but at the same time, the library is still so diverse with so much information. When you go there,
and it's like somebody else's story.
Yeah,
it's
so
not.
me say no. If you have like on school, just like on school for the Bays, you know when you go, they got to teach about the Bay history, the Moors history. Let me show you the history of the black kings and the black princess and what black people do. Let me teach you about the Maccabees Bible. But you see now, the people them as me show you know, with the money, they forgot where they come from. They want to be in a certain crowd and leave out certain crowd. But we have to work with everybody. Because you have to work with, if you move your hand, you put on everything. You don't want to let back your hand.
And then the same people you do that to is the same people that you need, you know what I'm saying, later on. Because they look at you like those same people. You're not really no better. They want to take your money from you.
Well, this is what they keep doing. They keep taking our money. And you see, our people like them blind. Just a general reference. If a man like you own like a restaurant or bar, you find too much of your friends that them, they tap come by the bar. Or if they do come to the bar, they come credit. And when they come on credit and you say, yo, my name and money, you know, you create a problem. Sometimes they even want to kill you over your own money. And
credit is an understatement. Credit means they some kind of way going to pay you back. They want it for free. They just want to come there.
They just want to take it.
Right.
Instead of credit, but in their mind, they don't have any intention.
They're entitled to it. They feel they're entitled to it when...
That's yours.
Right.
But they'll go to the Syrian, and then go and pay the Syrian. They'll go to the Jews, and go pay the Jews. They'll go to the Chinese, and go pay the Chinese. For one thing, we learned with Syrian, a lot of Syrian in Antigua, and they own a lot of business, like a lot of the stores.
Right.
Syrian will credit to everybody. But if for one thing, they have to pay the Syrian. But if you open one business now and then credit for you, they ain't paying you. So next thing you and them get this big tension, you have a fight with them. So sometimes even keep some people from doing certain businesses.
It's like Willie Lynch. It's the Willie Lynch theory where they get us against one another. You know what I'm saying? For every little thing, whether you're old, you're young, you're healthy, you're sick.
Let's say you do harm business, right? You employ a man. He come, you want to sit down on your job, you want to smoke on your job, all the things that you wouldn't do on the other job.
He know better.
Because it's you. He just think he's supposed to just do what he like, talk to you what he like, and when you fight, you know, he turn your biggest enemy. He start put everybody around against you. And
false entitlement.
Yeah, but the part of life. We see sooner or later, everything can remain the same. It must be changes.
It's changing. It's changing, you know.
Well, no time to change, because at least you see I-Jah man on TV, you know what I mean? So no time to change.
Then what? You continue to come back and continue to come back.
And
so.
continue to come back. You saw me say one time, I just sent previously on TV. But right now, I-Jah on TV saying no things have changed. And I-Jah could be on many more TV and many more shows.
That's right.
You know,
keep this going.
New York, Antigua, and the world, just look out for me, because I ain't stopping. This one say, ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move.
Hey.
I really, really got that groove. You know that, black people. I can't wake up, man. Rastafari.
Bless up.
It's right.
Yo, Luke, can we get that last video? I want them to see Selassie live and, you know what I'm saying, his effect. You spoke about his trip to Jamaica before, so now we're going to let the viewers view it. You know what I'm saying?
The video.
Yes. Huh? The 20-minute one.
Yes, Rasta.
Undaunted by the driving rain, a sea of faces awaited at the Palisados airport the arrival of a living legend. To some, he was the King of Kings, the Lion of Judah, even a god. But to most, he was a mild-mannered monarch who had won the respect and admiration of Jamaicans. The air was charged with excitement as anxious, expectant faces searched the skies for the first glimpse of the great silver bird that would bring their hero to Jamaican soil for the first time. Members of a local cult, the Rastafarians, who were easily distinguished by their long beards and unshorn locks, and who worshipped this figure as a deity, were present in full force. The most rousing, boisterous, tumultuous welcome ever given to any visiting or local celebrity, His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie I, Emperor of Ethiopia, arrived. The crowd erupted into a frenzy of rejoicing as they broke through the lines of soldiers and police and surged out onto the tarmac, eager to engulf the Emperor with their affection. The ceremonial welcome that was planned had to be abandoned as the avalanche of men, women, and children swept away all semblance of order. Ethiopia, a monarchy on the eastern side of Africa, has been governed since 1930 by Haile Selassie, whom history records as being a direct descendant of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. Jamaica was among the places visited by His Imperial Majesty on his tour of the Caribbean area. Huge crowds jostled for choice vantage points all along the route in the hope of seeing the emperor. At George VI Park, thousands also awaited his arrival. At the foot of the cenotaph, His Imperial Majesty laid a wreath in memory of Jamaicans who gave their lives in both world wars. The tomb of the noted Jamaican patriot Marcus Garvey was also visited by the emperor. The royal party next drove to Jamaica House, the official residence of the Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Sir Alexander Bustamante. The emperor was introduced to Sir Alexander and Lady Bustamante by the acting Prime Minister, the Honorable Donald Sangster. The National Stadium was the scene of the civic welcome extended by the government of Jamaica to His Imperial Majesty. The acting Prime Minister read the address of welcome.
Your Imperial Majesty, I have the great honor to express to you, on behalf of the government and people of Jamaica, a most warm and sincere welcome. This, your first visit to Jamaica, is for us, Your Majesty, a most important and significant event. We have long hoped for this occasion, and your presence with us today is assuredly, Your Majesty, a high point in our history.
Mr. Eustace Bird, one of the two KSAC commissioners, presented the keys of the city to the emperor. His Imperial Majesty and his party were treated to displays staged by the military and young schoolgirls. The next stop for the royal party was King's House, the official residence of His Excellency the Governor-General, Sir Clifford Campbell. His Imperial Majesty was introduced to many dignitaries and members of the Rastafarian cult in full regalia. The Emperor afterwards presented gold medallions to the Rastafarians. Then it was our turn for gift-giving. At a formal reception at King's House, the government of Jamaica presented gifts to the Emperor and to his grandchildren, who accompanied him on the tour. Flanked by officials of state and the military, he was escorted across the lawns of King's House. There, on a balcony, he settled back to enjoy a Jamaican concert under the stars. The sounding brass and crashing cymbals of massed bands heralded the opening of another session of Parliament at Gordon House. This session would be addressed by His Imperial Majesty. On his arrival, he was escorted to the saluting dais for the playing of the national anthems of Ethiopia and Jamaica. He was then ushered into the council chamber. The Emperor's address to the Assembly and people of Jamaica was in his native Amharic and was translated by a member of his party.
I had always wished to come and visit Jamaica. Now, thank God, this wish of mine has been fulfilled. Upon arrival to Jamaica, I have seen more than I had expected. I have seen the progress of the people, and I have seen their determination to march forward in unity towards greater progress. I have also witnessed personally the extent of the feeling of the Jamaican people to the Ethiopian people. Again, I wish to take this opportunity of expressing my thanks to the government and people of Jamaica for the fraternal reception that was accorded to me.
Among the academic institutions visited by His Imperial Majesty were Jamaica College, the College of Arts, Science and Technology, and Mico College. And here at Mico College, one of Jamaica's oldest teacher training institutions, he was met by the principal, Mr. Glenn Owen. Escorted inside, he was invited to sign the visitor's book. And a gift was presented to him by one of the pupils. The University of the West Indies is one of the institutions of which Jamaicans are justly proud. It covers 650 sprawling acres at the foot of the Long Mountains in St. Andrew, and it has recently been granted full independent status by the University of London. Members of the faculty, student body, and prominent citizens gathered to witness the ceremony in which the honorary degree of Doctor of Laws would be conferred on His Imperial Majesty. Dr. Philip Sherlock, Vice-Chancellor of the University, conferred the degree. The Emperor's reception for the Governor-General and people of Jamaica was held at the Sheraton Kingston Hotel. The atmosphere was cheerful and informal, as Jamaicans from all walks of life chatted and joked together and raised friendly glasses in a toast to the continued health and happiness of His Imperial Majesty. As a personal gift, the Emperor entrusted to the government the funds to erect a school. At the chosen site on Payne Avenue, hundreds gathered to witness the stone-laying ceremony. In appreciation of the Emperor's generosity, the government decided to offer a scholarship to an Ethiopian student tenable at the University of the West Indies. The foundation stone was laid by the Emperor himself.
From the conquering land of God of Judah.
Chanting, placard-bearing Rastafarians swarmed all over the Kingston railway station as they awaited the arrival of the Emperor. This was the beginning of a journey by rail across the island to Montego Bay Airport, from which the Emperor and his party would depart. The train stopped briefly at Spanish Town, but the vast multitude, carried away by emotion and enthusiasm, broke out in a wild free-for-all in which several persons were injured. As he journeyed through the countryside, the Emperor was treated to glimpses of the Jamaican scenery. His Imperial Majesty made several stops at various towns along the route. Some of these included Denby, Williamsfield, Magatee, and Montpelier. There he met both prominent citizens and humble folk. He also saw something of our rich heritage of folk dancing. In Montego Bay, the scene was almost unbelievable. Thousands crammed the streets and lanes and carpeted the rooftops. Many of them were Rastafarians who had come from all over the island to catch a final glimpse of the Lion of Judah. And when he was sighted, there went up a roar like the voice of 10,000 lions. At Montego Bay Airport, His Imperial Majesty was given the military honors that were thwarted on his arrival at the Palisados Airport by the overzealous welcome. Here, strong detachments of soldiers and police kept the huge crowds at bay. The time had come for us to say goodbye. The Emperor had spent 3 days with us, yet it seemed but a few fleeting moments. Haile Selassie, Emperor of Ethiopia, descendant of Solomon and Sheba, had touched the heartstrings of Jamaica as no other stranger had done. He had generated a tidal wave of emotion that had swept the length and breadth of our island and engulfed people with an enthusiasm and affection never before witnessed in the history of Jamaica.
We here, I-Jah. We're gonna let you close us out with a acapella. What you got for us?
Yes. Well, this one it goes like this. Down in a villa where me born and grow, pure suffering was all I know. So when it come like me have to sleep out a door, me stepfather said that he no want me no more. And the house me have to sleep on the house. And the house me have to sleep on the house. Say in a old car me sleep in a old car. But no me turn a man, me turn a big superstar. Me buy all of the house, me say me drive all of the car. Me tell you that the I-Jah man a entertainer. Entertainer come from Antigua. We have Antigua, we have Barbuda. Barbuda you find the biggest snapper. Barbuda you find the best lobster. Barbuda how when me meet me lover. She give me 1 son and 3 daughter. That kind of thing get the love stronger. You know me have to get me money. Me want 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4. Money, money, money got to get some more. 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4. Me and me dogs them gone pan to me. I go tell you for me life story. Boom. Yes, Lou.